This is Reverend Alexander again with Save Our Faculty campaign. Now, earlier I made a video of me basically waking up in my home. This is my home. As you can tell, I've got it set up for passengers because even though I'm a professor and I teach psychology and I write books and all that fun stuff, I have to drive for Uber and Lyft in order to at least have money for food and gas. And so my life is basically, I get up in the morning, if I haven't been chased off by wherever I'm at, and I make my bed, clean my house, and then I go to dialysis 3 days a week. See, I got a fistula there. and then I usually check in, do some grading if I need to do some grading, and then if I'm not totally exhausted, I'll turn on Uber and Lyft or whatever, either one, and I'll try and make some money that way. Well, part of the problem though is I used to have a Jeep, and the Jeep got totaled in an accident 2 weeks ago, and so I had to get something else. I figured, well, I'll get a luxury vehicle, and this one was a steal. I mean, I got it for like $7,000, financed. I don't have that kind of money. I had to get help for the down payment, and so now I have a better vehicle to drive, and one that I actually can fit in when I sleep, when I put the seats down. Well, the problem is this is a 12-year-old vehicle, and being that it's a 12-year-old vehicle, I didn't know you couldn't drive for Uber and Lyft in Seattle, which is a stupid Seattle rule. Why does Seattle has such a massive homeless population? You drive literally in Seattle anywhere, and you see tents everywhere. The whole city has become a tent city. That's how bad it is. And for people like us, who are at least trying to survive by doing things like driving for Uber and Lyft, you kill us, because now we can't drive where we live. So I had to drive all the way out to Spokane. This is Spokane, where Spokane doesn't have the oppressive laws and rules that Seattle does. I guess if you drive a vehicle over 10 years old in Seattle, you're somehow going to diminish the esteem of Seattle. Not like all the tents down there don't do that already. Okay? So I'm in Spokane, hopefully to make some money this weekend. So far, it isn't working out. Okay? So I may not be able to do this again because it costs more to get here in gas than I make being here so far. So hopefully that'll turn when I go back on the clock today. But the point being is, we don't ask to be homeless. We actually work. We actually thrive. We've actually have a successful history. We have accomplishments. Being published scientists and being professors, and I'm not the only one. I'm one of the lucky ones that are homeless because I actually have a vehicle that I can get around in. A lot of people don't. I read the statistic the other day that only 1 in 5 homeless people live in a vehicle. But that's still a massive population of homeless people living in vehicles. And there's no place for them to go. They get ran off everywhere. I parked at a Walmart the other day, and they left a sign on my windshield saying, only customers and blah, 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 and employees can park here 24 hours a day. So the population, the problem is huge, and no one's doing a thing about it. All you have are people either ignoring the issue or pretending like they're kind of talking about it, but nothing's getting done. Something has to be done. And again, these problems are not because we're lazy. It's not because we're mentally ill or anything like that. It's because we have a system that's broken, that's defunct. And it's because politicians have no clue the rules and laws they make, how they affect the common man and woman. Okay? This is what it does. It makes us homeless. It makes us poor and destitute. And your welfare system is so antiquated in terms of its numbers that they think $16,000 a year is considered above poverty. You can't even rent an apartment for that. You can't. So, and if you make more than $1,100 a month through whatever means, you can't even get food assistance or anything else, because somehow $1,100 a month is too much money, and it's not. It's nothing. So we're screwed because politicians are stupid. I haven't met one yet that is worth their salt, and I'm hoping through Save Our Faculty campaign we will meet some who will actually stand up and do something, who will be more than just a bunch of talking mouthpieces. And that's what we're hoping for. This is not a Republican issue. This is not a Democrat issue. It's not a conservative issue. It's not a liberal issue. This is a fairness issue for people who legitimately are being screwed by laws and regulations put out by politicians and greed from other people. It's got to stop. And this is why we're here. So get involved with the Save Our Faculty campaign through sponsorship, donations, your talents and skills. We need to take this to Washington, D.C. And with your help, we can.